businessman, humanitarian, Wadi Astafan. Did you know made possible compliments your nation station, DBS Radio. Up next, we'll bring you the DBS Major Morning News.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines. $4 million has been paid to port workers to resolve a long-standing salary dispute with the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority. Liat Airlines 2020 Limited marks another significant milestone. The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, loses a senior cabinet member, undermining further his political future. Details of the morning news right after this.
And the results for the best evaporated milk is in. Distinction evaporated milk is 100% pure milk. Distinction milk is a fantastic source of calcium, protein, and essential source of vitamins A and D and other nutrients. The great news is that Distinction milk has no added ingredients and no preservatives. Always fresh, always pure, always rich. Now available in 2 sizes, 170 grams and 410 grams. Distinction evaporated milk is perfect for the family to enjoy no matter how you choose to serve it. Distinction milk is always wholesome and always nutritious. For healthy bones and better immune system, choose Distinction evaporated milk. Distributed by Fine Foods and available island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. My name is Curtis Matthew. Here now is our lead story. $4 million has been paid to port workers to resolve a long-standing salary dispute with the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority. The impasse dates back to 24 years ago when the salaries of stevedores and longshoremen were reduced by 33%. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit presenting the check to the union representing the employees yesterday afternoon.
My joy and my excitement is that the promise of a resolution came to pass, and we're here to hand over the check. And I really want to commend the current leadership, the representatives of the longshoremen, stevedores, and so on. I found it to be very professional, very respectful, very decent in your engagement. We never had any rancor among ourselves and beating ourselves in the discussions. I felt you were very articulate. You made your case very strong and very clear. That's what the members need. People who can speak to them and speak to them fairly and transparently. I think that the men owe you a debt of gratitude, if I'm to say so, for your leadership and for your representation.
And that's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit as he presented the check to the union yesterday. Chairman of the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, Bless Jones, says the disbursement of the funds is a new day for the port workers.
The point is, we're here today because those salaries are going to be paid. We are thankful for the patience of the port workers, the stevedores and longshoremen. You have exercised a lot of patience over the years. The difficulties and problems that you've been going through and the hardships that ensued as a result. We're hoping that today is the start of a brand new era. We can put this issue behind us and you can continue to work as a team in harmony and cooperation. Because this issue has been hanging on not just your back, on our back also. And I think it has, in its own little way, hindered your productivity. Because you're thinking that you have been owed X amount and you are asked to deliver day in and day out.
And that's the chairman of the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, Bless Jones. Ambassador Leroy Wadix-Charles is a representative of the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union.
So we are very privileged today when the Prime Minister agreed to intervene to bring this impasse to a resolution. And I must say we are extremely grateful. We expected more, we deserve more, we wanted more. So we hope that the settlement can go tax-free, very important. And we really want to thank the Prime Minister for intervening and the government for really agreeing to actually bring this to some level of conclusion. So now, even the younger port workers that are there can now negotiate a collective agreement, because we did not have a collective agreement for 20 plus years. While every other sector, including the other aspects of DASPA, could have done so and get whatever increases, we couldn't. We were handicapped because we could not negotiate a collective agreement. This resolution today will signify a new day for the dock workers where they now can actually negotiate a new collective agreement.
And that's the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union representative, Ambassador Leroy Wadix-Charles. Port workers told DBS News yesterday the settlement of the long-standing impasse is relief for port workers.
You know, and I give thanks to God that it come to a close. You know what I mean? This, because really and truly, we know how things are. And in that hard economic time, anything that I would have gotten, I give thanks. You know, so I'm really grateful that this thing come to an end.
I've been there since 1988. It's something that I think that is long overdue, but I'm glad that at least we can get something. I appreciate that now that it's settled, that the port workers as well as DASPA could move forward. I appreciate that the Prime Minister was able to intervene and to be able to settle. It is true that it's not what we expected, but we appreciate what we were able to get.
It wasn't bad. It's long in coming, and I'm glad it come to an end, and I hope that it can open a way for us to have new development, new things, have better communication, just let things happen for the interests of everybody on a whole, not only for the port and the consumers, but for Dominicans, you know, because we as port workers, we sacrifice all different times of the night, all wee hours of the night, just to make the people of Dominica happy. And even Creole Festival, many times in risky conditions, we have done things to make the Creole Festival be a success, you know. So moving forward, I think that's a step in the right direction.
Port workers speaking to DBS News after they received a check for $4 million to end a long-standing impasse between themselves and the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority. Other news this morning, and on a sad note, the Catholic community in Dominica will pay the last respects to the late Reverend Father Charles Martin this morning from 10:30 at the Roseau Cathedral Chapel. A final viewing will precede the Mass from 9:30 this morning The body of the late Father Charles Martin will be laid to rest at Soufriere today.
The funeral mass for deceased Father Charles Martin will take place Wednesday at 10:30 in the morning from the Cathedral Chapel in Roseau. The second part of the rite of Christian burial. And then after that, immediately will be followed by the third part, which is the rite of committal, which will take place at the Catholic Cemetery in Soufriere. Soufriere because that is the home parish of Father Charles Martin, being born in Scots Head. Hopefully we'll have visitors from abroad. His Lordship, His Grace Gabriel Mauser is scheduled to be there, and some other priests from St. Lucia and Trinidad. So we thank God for the life of Father Martin. It is a moment of grief, but it's also a moment of thanksgiving. I realize that half of his life was spent as a priest serving the people of God in numerous capacities.
And that's Apostolic Delegate of the Diocese of Roseau, Monsignor William John Lewis. Father Charles Martin passed on December 2 after a lengthy battle with cancer. Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Vince Henderson is hoping the Donald Trump administration in the U.S. will address the plight of the Cuban people. The Dominica Parliament passed a resolution this week asking the U.S. to remove Cuba on the list of state sponsors of terrorism and to end the long-standing embargo against Cuba.
Clearly, Dominica wants to send a message to the world, but most particularly to the United States of America, to let them know that we stand with Cuba, and especially in light of the coming in of a new administration. I think it is necessary for us to express once again or reiterate our position on Cuba. In 2021, the Parliament did that. And we know last October, the United Nations again passed a resolution for 187 countries supporting the call to end the financial, economic, and trade embargo against Cuba, and also to call for the removal of Cuba on the list of state sponsors of terrorism, which was imposed unilaterally by the United States. This is a violation of international law. It's not consistent with there's no precedent anywhere in the world, really. But for us, we see it also as an opportunity to appeal to the new Trump administration, to really appeal to them to reconsider the views that they've expressed on Cuba, and to see if through diplomatic efforts we can come to a position that will improve the lives of the Cuban people. This is really about the Cuban people and giving them an opportunity to enjoy human rights and human dignity.
And that's the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Vince Henderson. Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore says he's proud of the Dominican people for not responding in their numbers to a call by opposition forces for them to gather outside Parliament this week. The opposition called for supporters to gather outside Parliament as government was taking 3 electoral reform bills to the Parliament for the first reading only. Mr. Blackmore says Dominicans were not interested in creating problems outside the Parliament.
And I really want to take this opportunity also to highly commend the Dominican public, including the supporters of the opposition party. And I use the word opposition party, for standing for country, standing for democracy, standing for peace, and not taking seriously the call to come and stop the proceedings of Parliament. They actually are totally aware that this government is for electoral reform. They are totally aware that the players within the opposition party do not know what they want. They cannot spell out with clarity and with a degree of certainty what it is in any of the bills that they're against. I also want to place on the record my appreciation and commendation for the members of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. These men and women are true heroes. Some of them were on sick leave and they returned to work to stand for country and to prevent the prospects of any acrimony manifesting itself within the precincts of Parliament.
And that's the Minister for National Security, Rayburn Blackmore. Liat Airlines 2020 Limited has marked another significant milestone in enhancing its connectivity with the addition of Tortola, British Virgin Islands, to its route. The inaugural flight at the international airport last week symbolizes a renewed commitment to providing reliable and affordable air access across the Caribbean. Premier of the Virgin Islands, Dr. Natalio Whitley, said they were not just celebrating the arrival of Liat, but also strengthening their connections with the Caribbean. He said the service is vital for fostering economic growth and enhancing the cultural exchange among the islands. Finally, this morning, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, his future looks uncertain following the sudden resignation of one of his most senior cabinet members, a once close ally. Chrystia Freeland, the former Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, quit her post on Monday with an open letter to Trudeau in which she outlined disagreements she had with him on spending and the best path forward for Canada. These disagreements or agreements, she said, were underscored by the threat of tariffs on Canadian goods from incoming U.S. President Donald Trump, tariffs that economists say could deal Canada a devastating economic blow. Trudeau has been under political pressure over the last year and a half. It is 15 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's news. Stay tuned. The Sports Report comes up shortly.
But Tracy, what you doing with all them Frito-Lay snacks?
So Larry, you are telling me you haven't seen all the butter that Fine Foods have with their Frito-Lay All I Want for Christmas promotion?
Really?
Huh, you are very late on the vibes. When you purchase any 6.5 ounce Ruffles, Lay's or Sun Chips, you get a chance to win a deep freezer, a 55-inch smart TV or an air fryer. And the more you enter, the more chances you get to win, if not one of these prizes, but all of the prizes. All you have to do is place your receipt with your name and your number in the box provided or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt at 317-4130.
Kisa, you serious, Tracy? And now you're telling me that?
Ha, when you snooze, you lose.
I am going to shop now.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Searching for the perfect Christmas gift this season. Give your loved ones gifts that grow, gifts of lasting joy. At the National Bank of Dominica Limited, we are offering exclusive holiday deals on pre-approved credit cards and unsecured loans to help you build a secure future for those who matter most. Sign up today and you can win a $1,000 shopping spree this holiday, sharing gifts that grow and joys that last with the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Visit us today on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or at any National Bank of Dominica Limited branch. Let us help you unwrap your financial dreams. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's begin the DBS Morning Sports Report with cricket news. Taskin Ahmed delivered with the ball as Bangladesh beat the West Indies in the second T20 last night to take an unbeatable lead in their three-match series in St. Vincent. Bangladesh batted first and got to 129 for 7 in their 20 allotted overs. Shamin Hossain got 35, Mihidi Hassan Miraj 26. Gudakesh Moti picked up 2 for 25, and a wicket each went to Akil Hossain, Roston Chase, Alzari Joseph, and Obed McCoy. The Windies, needing just 130 to square the series, suffered another batting collapse, and they were 42 for 6 at one point before being all out for 102. Roston Chase made 32, Akil Hossain 31, Taskin Ahmed picked up 3 for 16 for Bangladesh. Well, Bangladesh won by 27 runs and lead the three-match series 2-0. Here is the West Indies captain, Rovman Powell.
Yeah, I think it's disappointing, to be honest. As a batting group, the last few series we have let ourselves down miserably. It's something that we have to assess from an individual standpoint. See where we keep on going wrong as a batting group, and then collectively we'll try to put it together.
I'm glad you mentioned the batting group. 129 is what the bowlers restricted Bangladesh for. You can't fault them for their efforts.
Absolutely not. They have been good. It's the second series or third series in a row that they have stand up for us. It's us as a batting group not really coming to the party, and we're struggling at the moment to find that complete game.
Quick turnaround time, game in a couple days, the final one. These people here have come out for some success from the West Indies. How do you turn things around and motivate your guys for a final push?
I think it's just a case of playing for the people of the Caribbean now. Now more than ever. It's important for us to leave here with a win. It hasn't been that horrible of a year for us as a T20 team. I think we have made some strides. But, these last few series have really hurt us and put us back in a sense, Remind us of the old-time West Indian teams of the past who have keep on struggling and keep making the same mistakes.
West Indies captain Rovman Powell, the third and final T20, is on Thursday. Dominica put up a much better showing, but the national under-20 women's football team still found it going tough as they lost their third match and their third straight match in the Jewels of the Caribbean tournament against St. Vincent in Trinidad on Tuesday. Dominica opened the scoring with Limaya Ford capitalizing on an error in the St. Vincent defense, but St. Vincent got the equalizer soon after from the penalty spot. Dominica went in front again with Limaya Ford scoring her second of the match, but conceded twice. After that, to lose the match 3-2. Dominica will play their final match against Trinidad on Thursday. Let's go back to some cricket news. The sun has set on the Sari Sari Sunrisers, while the Indian River Rowers managed to patch up their boat to stay afloat in the Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 cricket tournament. Sports editor Gavin Richards has a roundup of Tuesday's action at Windsor Park.
Indian River Rowers kept their chances of making the top 4 in the Dream 11 Nature ILT 10 tournament alive, while the Sari Sunrisers have been eliminated as matches continued on Tuesday at Windsor Park. Well, the Indian River Rowers, they picked up a very impressive 9-wicket win over the D-Treads T2 Gorge Splashers. Splashers batted first and they were restricted to 66 for 8 in their 10 overs. Noel Leo, he top scored with 16. CJ Charles picked up 2 for 8. Keon Gaston 2 for 17 and Neo Davis 2 for 3 for the Indian River Rowers. The Rowers then smashed a 69 for 1 in 5.5 overs to win the game by 9 wickets, with Junior Henry getting 35 not out and Sadrak Descartes 33. Dylan Douglas took the lone wicket for the D-Treads T2 Gorge Splashers. CJ Charles was named the Bullseye Pharmacy Player of the Match.
We spoke before the game and previous games, and we had a plan, and my job was just to go out and stick to the plan and do the best of my ability.
All right, your best bowling display in the tournament so far, because you've been getting some stick before. So what do you think made the difference for you personally today?
Just the confidence in the camp. We have a good energy, and each game we try to display that energy on the field. So I just came with that confidence and tried to do my best.
All right, and what can you take from this performance? You still have a few more games to go. I'm sure you're looking to play a more pivotal role in your team now.
Yeah, we just have to keep the energy. Each player has their role, and we just have to execute it well.
And that was the Bullseye Pharmacy Player of the Match, CJ Charles. Well, let's hear now from the winning captain, Sadrak Descartes.
I mean, the conditions suit our bowling. The guys executed the plan, and in the end, it worked out.
And to see CJ Charles, for example, really delivering today, has had a rough start to the tournament. What was it like seeing him coming up trumps today?
I mean, he's a good cricketer. He's been listening to the plans. He's been trying to execute and looking ways to improve. He's coming to the party, although he went for a few runs in the first over. But it's always good to see the youngsters learning and improving the game.
All right, and of course, this win keeps you in the hunt for a spot in the top 4, moves you to 6 points, tied with the Valley Hikers. But you still have some games to win. What will be the message to the guys over the next few days?
We can't be complacent. We can't relax. We have a big challenge ahead. From now on, we have every game to win, so we just have to keep pressing and looking for ways to improve.
Indian River Rowers captain Sadrak Descartes. Captain of the D-Treads T2 Gorge Splashers is Jelani Robinson.
It was one of those crazy days. We didn't bat well, obviously defending 60. Don't care the conditions, you're always going to be under the pump. So, credit to Rowers, I think Rowers wanted it more today, that's just it.
All right, what positives can you possibly take from the display today?
I think the only positive for us is the unity in the team. That one defeat doesn't do anything to us, So I think guys still together. At the end of the day, you still have 10 points to start 2 games to play. So there's more positives for the entire tournament. This one game is not going to break us.
All right, and surely that will be the message to the team tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Keep the heads up, and we're going to continue moving.
Yeah, the guys are all right, man. It's just one of those days, and we move past that.
Well, in the other encounter on Tuesday, the Champion Reef Divers, they picked up 2 crucial points and in the process knocked out the Sari Sunrisers as the tournament continued on Tuesday afternoon. Divers taking first knock, 122 for 5 was what they got in their 10 overs. Russian Primers got 38, Marlon Welcome Goodman 27. The two shared a 71-run partnership. Well, wicket takers for the Sari Sunrisers, Kyron Phillip picked up 2 for 15 and Ishmael Lender 1 for 8. The Sunrisers in search of 123 to keep their season alive. They could only get 110 for 3, losing the game by 12 runs. Kyron Phillip top scored 48, and we had Darren Benter getting 28. Wicket takers for this Champion Reef Divers, Marlon Welcome Goodman, 1 for 23. Joel Dura, 1 for 21, and Nihal Payne, 1 for 15. Russian Primus was named the Bullseye Pharmacy Player of the Match. Let's now hear from the winning captain, Stefan Pascal.
From the start we had, to finish with that total, it was a very good effort by the guys. In the field, I felt we gave up a little too much runs. I feel bowlers wasn't on the same wavelength as I was, but that's just something that we have to work on.
All right, you mentioned it was a good score given the start, because we have to go back a bit to that. Losing yourself and Cheyenne Bradford early, and given the run that the team has had in the past 4 games, what basically was going through your mind at that point in time, knowing that someone else had to step up?
Well, we have primers there. And the rest of the guys, Brian, Akan, I wasn't too flustered. As I told you, I backed the guys 100%. So even with that, I wasn't flustered. I was just waiting for them to come good.
All right, and now going to make a push for that top two. You're going to get some reinforcements. We're hearing that Alec Athenes will be available as of Thursday. How exciting are you to have him in the setup?
Well, we're always excited to have him. He's a diverse man at heart. He always supports us no matter where he is in the world. So he will be a very good addition to the team.
Champion Reef Divers captain Stefan Pascal. Well, Darren Benter was the stand-in captain for the Sari Sunrisers team.
I thought it was a very good game. It's the best we bat in the tournament. Just sad that we didn't get the W.
All right, if you could pinpoint anything that you could have probably done differently today, what would that be?
I'll probably get 2 more boundaries in our last over.
All right, good to see that you can still smile about it, but this loss puts you out of contention for a spot in the top 4, so basically your campaign is almost over. How would you assess the season so far, though?
We had some up and downs, but there's next season. We hope we can come back better for the fans and everybody.
So the competition will continue on Wednesday with 2 crucial matches. In the first game, Indian River Rowers will battle the Barana Ote Warriors, while in the second match, the Detroit's Tito Gorge Splashers will be up against the Valley Hikers. Gavin Richards reporting for DBS Sports.
Thank you very much, Gavin Richards, for your comprehensive report from Windsor Park Stadium. Finally this morning, Hayley Matthews hit an unbeaten half-century to power the West Indies women's team to a crushing 9-wicket win over India to draw their 3-match series level at a game apiece Tuesday. India batted first and made 159 for 9 in their 20 overs. Chinel Henry picked up 2 for 37, Deandra Dottin 2 for 14, Hayley Matthews 2 for 36, Afi Fletcher took 2 for 28. The West Indies in reply hit 160 for 1 in 15.4 overs. Hayley Matthews made 85 not out. Kiana Joseph 38. Shermaine Campbell 29 not out. Here now is the West Indies women's captain, Hayley Matthews.
Yeah, I think we probably knew we weren't up to scratch in that first game and started really slow, and it was definitely something we wanted to turn around today. Just trying to be in the game really early, and I think the players with the new ball obviously set the tone, Deandra and Chanel, the way they came out, and we just tried to take that momentum right through the game. Yeah, I guess pretty good to get some runs. Yeah, and I guess see it right through the innings as well. I think it was obviously a pretty important game, wanting to level the series today, so yeah, I'm pretty happy I was able to take it right through the innings and yeah, just get the win in the end. I think as a team, we certainly want to do better. Yeah, we probably have put on quite a few chances in the last 2 games, but we are a team that usually has very high fielding standards, and I think everyone within the dressing room knows that we aren't quite upholding those standards right now. But I think it just comes down to the training at the park, and obviously we don't play under lights as often as well, but it is something we need to figure out really quickly as we're playing under lights so much more often these days.
The West Indies women's captain Hayley Matthews. The series is leveled at 1 game apiece. The 30-20 is on Thursday. That too is a look at the DBS Morning News. And Sports will bring you a news update at 11 o'clock this morning. Another major news package at 1:15 on behalf of the News and Sports departments. And our link person, Hazari Williams. Curtis Matthew saying good morning.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Searching for the perfect Christmas gift this season. Give your loved ones gifts that grow, gifts of lasting joy. At the National Bank of Dominica Limited, we are offering exclusive holiday deals on pre-approved credit cards and unsecured loans to help you build a secure future for those who matter most. Sign up today and you can win a $1,000 shopping spree this holiday, sharing gifts that grow and joys that last with the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Visit us today on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or at any National Bank of Dominica Limited branch. Let us help you unwrap your financial dreams. Terms and conditions apply.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. your lunchtime news bulletin, and at 6 in the evening, the DBS Evening News. Call us at 448-4302. Listen on www.dbcradio.net. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/DBS Radio. Stay on top of the nation's news with your nation station, DBS. Coming up shortly, we'll bring you your morning's weather report. Just before we do so, would like to remind you of your Kalinago word of the day for today. And that's ahura. That's to satisfy or enough. Ahura. That's E-H-U-R-A. E-H-U-R-A. Ahura. To satisfy or to say enough. In Kalinago. Join us tomorrow morning, God willing, at roughly 6:47 for another edition of your Kalinago Word of the Day here on your nation station, DBS Radio. The time now, it's 6:37 on Your Nature While. Up next, your morning's weather report, made possible, compliments Big Edge Financial and Flow Dominica Limited.
Okay, Max, if I'm going to steal Christmas this year, I'll need a smart TV to keep an eye on the who's, a smartphone to call for backup, cash, and a stove to bake this ham. Seriously, I can get all this for free if I sign up for Flow.
With Christmasing with thousands of gifts even the Grinch would love. Sign up for a postpaid mobile bundle or high-speed broadband and win big every week. Visit discoverflow.co now.
At this time, we say good morning to Dane Charles with this morning's weather report. Good morning.
Good morning. This is your weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service at the Douglas Charles Airport for the 18th of December 2024, recorded at 7 a.m. Today's weather is expected to be generally cloudy with scattered showers mainly during the morning. The conditions at Douglas Charles Airport were cloudy with light showers. The surface winds were variable at 2 knots or 4 kilometers an hour, and the temperature was 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Yesterday's rainfall at Douglas Charles was 39 millimeters, and the monthly rainfall so far has been 146.8 millimeters. Sunset today is at 5:40 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at 6:26 a.m. High tide today is at 5:18 p.m. and the next low tide at 10:51 a.m. And now the weather outlook for Dominica and the Lesser Antilles. Elevated moisture and instability across the region are expected to generate mostly cloudy conditions with scattered showers during the morning period. Some of these showers are likely to be moderate to heavy at times over parts of the island. Caution is advised in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks. Seas are expected to be moderate, with northeasterly swells peaking up to 8 feet along the northern and eastern coastline. A high surf advisory is in effect. Small craft operators and sea bathers should be on alert for strong breaking wave action along these beaches. And now the weather forecast for today and tonight. The synopsis: weak unstable conditions will continue to affect the area. The forecast for today is generally cloudy with scattered showers mainly during the morning. The forecast for tonight is partly cloudy with a few showers. The winds are expected to come from the east-northeast to east-southeast at 10 to 30 kilometers an hour. Sea conditions expected moderate with waves from 1.5 to 2.5 meters or 5 to 8 feet. There are no warnings at this time. For more information about weather conditions, visit our website at www.weather.gov.dm or call us at 266-4490. For further information, like our Facebook page at Dominica Meteorological Service, follow us on Instagram at Dominica Met, and also on our WhatsApp channel at 618-3469. Reporting from the Douglas Charles Airport, I am Dane Charles.
And we thank Dane Charles for this morning's weather report, made possible compliments Flow Dominica Limited and Big Edge Financial.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances, you've got the edge. Help is coming your way. You've got Big Edge for those days when you're running low. Big Edge is the place to go. Big Edge, the cash can be in your hand with the easiest payment plan. Cash in a flash.
Make weather information a part of your daily life. Listen to the weather report after the morning news and at 1:10 p.m. daily on DBS Radio. A message from the Dominica Meteorological Service, your trusted source for weather information.
This is DBS Radio.
18 minutes before 8. That's the time here on Your Nature Isle. Up next, we present the general announcements on your community bulletin board, made possible compliments Valley Engineering Sales and Services and the Central Cooperative Credit Union.
Central Cooperative Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government-issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID. Proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you.
Now, your community bulletin board.
Fresh Produce Cargo will be accepting cargo for St. Thomas.